Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Las Vegas. Here again with the GT Black Series. Today to visit Houston here at Royalty Exotic Cars to check out a few quite unusual things. Now, it wasn't very long ago that we were right here in Las Vegas. In fact, only a month ago for SEMA with Strad driving around with all of the Utah crew. Of course, with this car that then went back to Utah, left it there when we went out to the Middle East, have come back over and now driving over towards California. But we've come out today to Royalty to have a look around with Houston because he's picked up some unusual stuff, including the former Dobre brothers Huracan STO, which kind of ended up in a pretty bad state, and actually recently he even set it on fire. That needs a little bit more explaining, plus that rather lovely green G63 just down there and plenty more. So let's head on inside, go catch up with Houston, have a look around at all of the very nice cars here at Royalty Exotics at the moment before we're going to head behind the scenes a little bit to go check out this STO and exactly what happened to it.
And again,
how you
Mr.
doing?
Shmee, how are you?
Good to see you.
Oh, it's a really good day. I mean, it's only been like, what, 2.5 days since you've been here last time?
Feels like it.
I mean, literally, it feels like it was last week, but...
It was like only a month ago that I came with James and you'd done the pink and chrome Shiro.
Yeah, that one, what a success that was. How's the windshield? New or original?
It still has the crack through it. I can't get a new one.
I'm telling you, I bet you I can get a new one, but I don't want to take that bet right now because you might be right. So anyways, come on in, come on in.
Let's head in. So, what's going on? You always have unusual things going on.
I wish I had something better to show you today. Today's going to be kind of a dry day, so for everybody watching that video, don't expect much, okay? All right? But,
well, they don't know what we're going to see yet.
Yeah.
Because your egg is currently in California, your bug is in California.
All the cool cars are in California, and I have... We'll do like a little tour through the car wash and over to the service center because I actually need your viewership's help. All right, okay. I've got a car back there that has no motor in it, and most of these cars that I have no motor, or most of the cars that I need a motor for, are in Europe. And so I'm hoping that someone watching this might be able to help me and get one. But as we pass through here, last time did you see the Lincoln?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you guys are going to know what this one is, but this is a really beautified Lincoln Continental. So back in the 1960s, this is what American cars look like.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, maybe not slammed.
No, I mean, not exactly on the floor, but the body shape and all that stuff. It always just completely shocks me that cars were this big.
Yeah, massive, right?
If you go to Los Angeles, where the entire city was built in 1960, the parking spaces are this small.
Yeah, how does that make any sense?
This was the car that they drove, and the parking space was this big.
And it makes you realize how tiny the Countach is.
Crazy.
In comparison.
I mean, it's almost not the same generation, but this was what, 20 years later, you know? About that, it's 18 years later. And this car, obviously at the time, I mean, this is what they used to look like, and this is what they looked like then. So crazy. And then now, you have that.
No, I mean, I love seeing that car again, the SLS Black Series.
Oh, I love it.
I love mine a lot.
The absolute best car. You're supercharged or not supercharged?
No, mine's standard.
You have to supercharge
that one's
it.
supercharged, right?
936 horsepower. It does everything it's supposed to do, except shift on time.
I have actually been out in that car before.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you have. I saw the video with you and Randy.
Yeah. Sadly. But of course, Countach, US spec Countach.
That's why it looks so weird. The front of the car is got a US bumper. The rear of the car has a US bumper, and then the side skirts have the cheese grater 25th anniversary on there. So the previous owner of this car, ironically, this is crazy, but John Tamarian, this is the first Lamborghini that he was ever in.
Really?
So when I bought this car, I called him, I sent him the VIN number, and he was like, no way. And he knew the car immediately, and I guess he has a picture of this car with him and his dad or something
crazy.
Like that. His dad sold this car.
I was with him 3 days ago.
Yeah.
I kid you not, in Miami.
Yeah, I wish that he would buy this car from me because like it has nostalgia in his life, but I think the values are so high right now that it doesn't make sense to buy one of these. You know, if you're looking at just for emotional support, you know.
I always find it fascinating to see the differences, like the US bumper on the back.
This bumper's kind of weird too. Like, I don't think it looks good. And I think the flat looks better.
I mean, it's clear that they designed the car to not have this with the tail lights inset. They've just stuck that on the top.
Yeah, I used to like it, but now I look at it and I like because I think the retro flat look is coming back.
Yeah.
Right. So I think cars are starting to get that like 1980s styling cues again, And so this is becoming like old now.
So this is a later Countach.
This is an 83.
It's an 83, so 10 years or so into Countach life by then.
Basically, the first 5000S. This is one of the first 10 cars that were 5000Ss. This car here was imported by Lamborghini USA, which in the 80s there were two separate companies. So Lamborghini in Italy was the company that Lamborghini USA would buy the cars, and then they would homologate them separately here. So
interesting. I know they did that in Florida, in Jacksonville, Florida.
Basically, yeah. So this was one of the first 10 cars that had come to America because it has this very unique fuel injection system that there's some information online with this, but basically it has this. If you look up a fuel injected Countach, those came out in like 87.
Okay.
So 5 years. So this was like the early crazy fuel injection system that Lamborghini USA put on. And it's funny because this car will start right up and it'll drive away, but it has like, I think 290 horsepower or something. I heard it had like less than 300 horsepower. I've never driven this car at full speed because I want to restore it first. And so this is sitting in its standard non-restored condition. So full restoration is going to happen to this car eventually.
Something in the works. LM002.
That's the car I was telling you about.
Yeah.
That, so I purchased this car, and unfortunately, it had an engine that was seized. So we took it all apart. It's all on this pallet over here, but it's a goner.
This is like...
So I need an engine for an LM002, and I had basically thought that an early Diablo motor was the same. It was wrong. The early Diablo motor is not the same. So it's a very unique motor that went in the LM002.
So wait, this is the seized one that's come out of it?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and so...
So it's not just a Diablo Countach 6-liter V12?
I'm not an expert at this, but if you look around this side over here, you can see that there is these square inlets on the heads, and those are not on the Diablo.
Okay.
Now the Countach, they may be, but I've never been able to even see a Countach engine outside that wasn't fuel or wasn't carbureted.
Yeah.
So I know that these things make like no horsepower, but I'm at like a loss for words because I don't really know what to do. I've got this beautiful truck. It's got a really nice interior, right?
Oh, that is nice.
It's super beautiful. It's like soft leather. It was obviously done after the fact, right? This wasn't factory.
Well, they're pretty nice from factory.
Yeah.
The leather interiors.
Yeah.
It makes no sense that this kind of military off-roading truck is swathed in leather inside.
It's really weird. It smells good in here too. So, but under the hood, there's nothing there. And so I was hoping to maybe try to find one of these motors in Europe, right? Because in Europe, most of these trucks are in Europe.
Yeah.
There's 328 of them in the world, and there's probably less than a quarter of them in America.
Really?
Right? And so in America, they're worth about $350,000. But with no engine, they're worth nothing. So
hey, it's
either
still worth quite a lot.
I
But
thought,
you need an engine. You need an engine.
So, part of me wants. I have a couple of spare Gallardo engines.
Yeah.
Right. Part of me
that
was
would be
thinking,
funny.
yeah, maybe
a 5-liter V10.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I throw a 5-liter V10 in here. It'll still sound really good, and then I could probably mate the transfer cases and all that stuff together. But do I really want to make an all-wheel drive, LM, or do I just make a rear-wheel drive one and it'll probably drive better? Does this really need to go off-road? I mean,
I'm picturing like doing some donuts with this, with the sound of a V10 and just being like, what?
Like, I feel like this thing should just be faster than it should be like the other way around, Like, I feel like a rear-wheel drive, just kind of fast car makes more sense because it's funny looking. And then it could be automatic, right? Like, maybe not automatic, but it could be like paddle.
Yeah, an e-gear.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I don't know.
If anyone's going to do it, you're the man to do it.
Yeah, or we go crazy and just put the old Mercy powertrain in here.
Yeah?
Because I looked at the Mercy and I swear that transfer case thing right there will fit on it.
Probably.
It looks identical.
I mean, even the Mercy setup was still just a development from Countach Diablo. It's like, I went out with James the other day in his Mercy 40th anniversary, which is one of the early ones, with Alex Lambo Jesus with his Diablo 6.0. It's amazing how similar the two cars are. Just 2 years apart, Diablo, Mercy.
The same, basically.
Yeah, just different body, different setup.
Yeah. So yeah, that Mercy would be the early one that has the 5.7.
Yeah.
Right? Because this would be a 5.7, probably.
Okay. So a 5.7 would have been Diablo, an earlier Diablo, because the Mercy started with a 6.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. The
60.
Mercy is a 6.0. Yeah.
So from the Diablo engine.
Yeah, but that's just a bored out. That's a bored out 6 or 5.7.
Yeah.
Right? I really don't. I'm not really good at my Lambo heritage.
No, it's okay.
So it's like, I don't know.
Freaking cool, and it's
all I know is that there's nothing in here.
Yeah.
And we need to put something in here. And there's a lot of space.
There's a lot of space.
There's a lot of space. So I prefer the V12, right?
Yeah.
I think it'll be cooler to have a V12. So I think I'm leaning towards Mercy.
You just need an engine.
But if, you know, because that engine right there, I mean, I don't even know. I'm hoping the cost is $20,000 to find one, right? But then it's like at $20,000, I've got spare Gallardos and I've got spare Mercy parts. Maybe I just spend the $20,000 and upgrade it. You know, I don't know. It's just it's really tough.
Do you know what else I really like right now? Topic change and a half. Well, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Is that you've got the two polar opposite trucks.
Yeah.
You've got the Rambo Lambo next to the Hummer EV.
Dude, so me and Mario, we took the Hummer EV out with my H1, right? 1,000 horsepower H1.
Yeah.
We did a tug of war. Okay. And how do you think it went down? Duramax, I mean, the best of the best.
I'd have thought that the torque on this instantly has to help, but then I would think this gets some kind of jump, and then the old...
This car can pull this building with the Hummer in it effortlessly. And I was like, okay, well, old diesels are gonna die because that's all we need in life now is that.
A 9,000 pound...
Literally, like, I barely touched the throttle and it just ripped the Hummer just right along.
Yeah.
And the Hummer was full turbo, smoking everything. I mean, it couldn't move this thing to save its life.
That's quite funny. That's really funny.
Yeah.
That, however, is plain cool.
Yeah, you know, these are coming up. I mean, this is my friend's car, 190 Evolution, right? I mean, this car is well into the mid 400s, if not $500,000 now.
That's crazy.
And I mean, I guess I don't understand that. I like it, looks cool, but I don't see the $500,000 nostalgia to it. Right?
It's what it represented at the time, and it's the rarity, but it's the fact that they made a production car with this and the wide arches and all the flaps and and things at the back.
It's awesome. The houndstooth interior is super crazy too. Like everything.
I hadn't even spotted. Yeah.
This is one of the very few that has houndstooth interior. It's why I think it's why it's so expensive, but very cool car. But at the same time, right? I think these should be like 100 to 120. But as we were chatting earlier, E46 M3 is damn near $120,000.
Yeah.
So, you know, in reality, I think everything from the 90s and 2000s are going up so much that who knows what's next.
It's really crazy to see.
Yeah, there's an SLR over here.
I see the toy shop.
Yeah, this is just like a little storage area. Half these cars are mine, half of them aren't. So there's a Savage SVJ. Haven't seen that one in a long time.
That's special to see again, you know.
Yeah, things still kicking.
Had some good times.
Yeah, I mean, another SLS, and then that Bentley I showed you last time, putting some subwoofers in it, you can see it.
Just looking around, we've got the Mercy, we've got the SVJ, we've got the SLS, the 599.
Another 599.
Another 599.
993. Yeah, but you can see this, this is getting a nice subwoofer package.
Yeah. With the weight and the materials in here, that's going to sound immense.
It's going to sound so good.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this car.
Yeah, daily baller.
Yeah, this car here is going to be a 6-speed manual very soon.
Oh, really? Manual swap in the GTB.
I'm starting to do, so I've already been swapping 430s.
Yep.
Right? So, and actually I think I had a customer send his car in and I started swapping his. I bought a bunch of kits from EAG.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to become somewhat of their installation partner.
Cool.
Right?
Yeah,
So,
I've met Art on the team before.
yeah, Art's really cool. He's an engineer, you know. He doesn't want to be doing installations. So I'm basically trying to take over his installs, right? So he can focus on getting manual swaps for Mercies and all these crazy old cars, right? Like I told him that I wish we could manual swap one of these because this car has like, it's the sickest car ever until the Black Series is good.
Yeah,
right.
But the regular SLS is just
But the regular SLS is just so, ugh. It's the worst DCT on earth.
A manual with that engine. I like the sound of that. The idea of that.
Best idea I've ever had.
Just every rev match downshift will just be like heaven.
I think this is one of the greatest cars in our generation, right?
For sure.
And it's the problem is that at the cusp of these technology changes, you get really poorly executed products. Because you compare this to a PDK or even a Huracan
for sure.
DCT, and it's like, it sucks.
An early dual clutch is
An early dual clutch is terrible,
Yeah.
right? And this is 2012, which is sad because in 2006, they made the Bugatti dual clutch, which is just as good as any of them.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, at least
different budgets though. But one of the crazy things I find with the SLSs, I don't know if you remember, when they were new, they tanked in value hard.
Hard.
You bought one of these new,
it was
it was
over.
a bath. It was bad.
I remember I bought one of these for $100,000 once. Literally
crazy.
$100,000. Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, like, man, I don't even want to spend that much on it, you know?
No.
And now, if you get one for $250,000, you got a good deal.
And the Black Series are going completely crazy, although not as crazy as these things have gone.
Yeah, the SVJ.
How many miles is the SVJ on now?
Oh, I'll tell you, probably 40.
It's a good amount of mileage. This car had an amazing life. It was enjoyed, I think we can say, to the fullest.
Come on, turn on.
What is it? What's the number?
It's 43.
43,000 miles.
Yeah.
That's a lot of smiles. That's what it was for.
Yeah, it always needs a front lip. It's a great car. All these cars, I mean, honestly, my favorite generation is that generation from 09 to 2012-ish,
Yeah,
right? And then this generation right here.
Yeah.
Just the two subsets, right?
Yeah.
Like the Aventador, right? Well, the Aventador technically is in that generation,
It came out in 2012, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you could subset that, but like the best version of this car being obviously the SVJ is...
Well, we've joked and teased SVJs for how the technology is so backwards and out of date, because it's basically 2012 technology that survived a decade longer than it should have done.
It basically is a 2012 car with a really nice body kit, you know? All right, we'll take a little stroll up there to the shop, and I'll show you just my current little project. I mean, it's nothing big, nothing crazy like a hypercar or anything, but it's gonna go fast.
Before we get too far, this is like the coolest G-Wagon.
It's the British Special.
Green over tan.
Yeah, I have my Range Rover. I don't know if my wife is over there, but I got a new body Range Rover, green over tan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you know what this color is?
We can find out.
No stress, I'll do some searching. Let me come around, jump in. Over on this side. No, but this thing's cool. Really, really cool.
Just forewarn you, we're putting in a dyno right now, so the entire place is just completely under construction.
Fair enough. There it is. That's a familiar Lambo.
Totally under construction.
Well, that's a strange way to see an STO. No wing on the back at the moment.
That was the first mod I did.
Wing delete.
I'm leaving it off too.
Really?
I hate wings on cars.
STO touring.
STO touring. I'm gonna make this a very, very, very fast car.
Yeah. I mean, we should rewind the history of this car. It belonged to the Dobre brothers.
Darius Dobre, and he was driving the wrong way down a drag strip that had a prepped surface that hadn't been prepped in a very long time. So when he went to stop, it slid.
It didn't stop.
And it didn't stop, and it went up on a like a grass area.
Didn't it? It went up a verge and then hit some steps or something. Or...
Yeah, actually, here's the damaged pieces right here.
This is what happened to it.
So it basically just destroyed the whole front bumper of the car. You know, nothing really. I mean, honestly,
it's not too crazy, but broken carbon never looks nice.
Yeah, this piece here is like 25 grand, so very expensive. This piece here is like 7. And
wait,
here...
the accent piece, because that's the lower splitter accent round the front nose of the car.
Exactly. And then you have the front nose of the car here.
This is really expensive.
This is about $45,000. And so on this side, it took this little area off right here. If you compare it to the other side, it took where the splitter mounts. So right here, this whole area right here and over.
Yeah.
I actually have this piece, so I'm going to put this piece on eBay because I know someone out there can fix it.
Yeah.
So I just bought a new one. What I'm doing with this car, I'm going to be going so fast that I don't want anything that's not perfect on the front. Because if someone were to fiberglass this or something back together, and it went to 250 miles an hour, then it would just go like this and just fall away, and then the whole thing would start chipping away, and then I would end up in
that speed is intense. Wait, what color is this? Bronzo Zenith.
Zenith, such a sick color.
Accents. It is cool. It is really cool.
It's my favorite color. Like I was actually speccing another STO after my first accident in this color. And then when the market started to come down, I was like, I'll just buy one. And ironically, this one came up, and I was like, no way.
Your first one
Yeah.
was famously the world's first STO crash, I think.
It was, yeah. I had the world's first STO crash.
And then someone else crashed it again.
Exactly.
Like bad. You just have a magnetic draw towards damaged STOs.
Exactly, dude. Crazy. So I've got.
Do you have any idea how many Huracans you've owned as Royalty Exotics and yourself? Like in total, is it hundreds?
Way over. Well, I mean, I would say it's probably like close to 200 or 250 at least.
That's crazy.
I mean, I was buying every year, 3 to 4 every month new.
Wow.
You know?
And every derivative from the beginning.
Basically, yeah. I mean, I bought my first one October 2015. And that was like, and from Lambo Newport Beach, Sebastian.
Wow.
I still buy them today from
That's
Sebastian.
Cool.
Yeah.
hundreds of
cars
later.
Yeah. And it's funny because Sebastian, I was like, what, 25? And he kind of gave me shit a little bit. Like, I felt like he was like, I don't want to say like, didn't believe in me.
Yeah.
But as the time kept going and the more cars kept being purchased, he started to like, his facial expression started to be more of like a surprised look.
Yeah.
And then like 2017, when I bought my first Veyron, or 2018 when I bought the Veyron, I went there at a car show and he just came over and he was like, Houston, I don't know what the F you're doing, but you're doing a good job, man.
That's cool.
Yeah. He says the whole office had a poll on me.
Yeah.
If I was going to fail or not, you know?
That's fun. Well, I think the success of things is really cool to see. New front clam going on it. Mm-hmm. Full kind of normal front end aero.
I'm not doing anything else except taking the wing off, and I'm going to make this car a manual transmission. So basically, the gearbox isn't here right now, but I have okay, let me rewind that. There is a motor that I had built. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if you've seen the videos. It's kind of been circling a little bit around the internet. Steve Morris, he's an engine builder in Michigan. He finished it for me. So I made a billet 5.2 liter Huracan engine. So billet blocks do like 3,500 horsepower.
Okay.
Right? But I re-engineered the crankshaft.
Okay.
And so now it sounds like a pre-LP car.
Interesting.
And it revs to 10,000
So it sounds
RPMs.
like an early Gallardo.
Sounds like an early Gallardo, but it's a Huracan motor.
Okay.
And so I thought it'd be a very good idea to do that for my car and subsequently possibly sell like a turbo kit, because you have to have like a turbo kit.
Yeah.
Because you can't run on stock ECUs, right? No. So possibly like a turbo kit upgrade with a even fire crank that revs to 10,000 RPMs. And so,
all right.
yeah. And so this is going to be my prototype car.
You know, when that's done, I'm coming straight back here to see you.
Yeah. And so I'm going to make it a gated car. So there is already a gated Huracan. It doesn't have a Huracan engine in it. So I think B is for build. He made a LS powered Huracan with a manual transmission. So I'm not going to be like the first, but I'll be the first STO. And
definitely the first STO.
Yeah.
The interior is nice with all the red.
Yeah, it's going to be changed.
Okay. It's nice on this color though.
Let me show you the color. Oh, it's right here.
Got a sample of it. Oh, I should have known.
So,
anybody who knows you. So it's going to be purple against the bronze.
Sick.
That's cool.
Look how nice it looks.
The thing is, there are a few cars that can pull off color schemes like that, but this can.
It'll have bronze stitch, color match stitch.
Nice.
Understand the majority of this car inside is carbon.
Yeah, it is.
So
the door cards, the console.
You're basically going to have like the roof, part of the dash, and the seats.
Yeah. And some of the like central tunnel bits.
Yeah, I mean they have that carbon. They have that carbon fabric.
Yeah, I know what you
mean. Put on there
that kind of embossed leather.
Yeah.
It's so weird seeing an STO with scoop and shark fin, but without a wing.
Yeah, and I'm going to have. I'm going to reach out to one of these carbon companies that I know to make me the newer version of this that is on the new race car, the new Huracan race car.
Super Trofeo.
The Super Trofeo Evo II has like a wing that's like this.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit bigger. So I'm going to make another one of these.
So
a little bit more aggressive. Because this looks good. And I like the style of this without the wing, but I think this needs to be bigger. You know? It kind of gives that AMG GT vibe. I'm sorry, the
AMG 1.
AMG Project 1 vibe.
Yeah, because that has the shark fin even when the wing's down. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So, fun little project.
I feel like every time I'm here, I see some crazy project that you're working on that no one else would dare go near to or start working on.
I have a legitimate problem. Yeah, it's starting to become
an addiction. It's a good addiction.
It's starting
We
to become
enjoy it.
very expensive. So
The rest of us enjoy it. You know, if you're
Yeah.
redoing an STO this extensively, it's a good time. It's
Yeah.
a good thing to do.
So I'm gonna have fun with this car. I mean, I really love the way this car looks. I hated the way the STO drove in the beginning. Like I thought it was such an underwhelming performing car on the street, right?
Well, it's
Rear-wheel
not
drive.
that fast, and the steering's a bit weird.
It's weird. So I'm excited to do something a little bit more aggressive with this car.
Yeah.
Also, this is an all-wheel drive unit in here. So it'll be all-wheel drive.
You're making an all-wheel drive STO.
Yeah, you have to make it all-wheel drive. So,
A manual all-wheel drive, multiple thousand horsepower STO.
yeah.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. The good thing is I can kind of show you this video so you can add some context to it.
Oh.
Sounds
Over
good, right?
9,000 RPM. I
Yeah.
like.
And on the dyno, it did 2,024 horsepower, 2,029 horsepower.
That's
So,
absurd.
which that was the first pull. So I mean you can't really hear that engine because it's in an engine dyno room.
Oh yeah, you can't compare.
And then the exhaust is coming out
Yeah.
and going out and being siphoned out. There's pumps and stuff. So I'm really excited because that sounds that good,
Yeah.
like in that room.
Yeah.
And
give
I
it the
can't
full
wait
systems. Yeah.
to get all of it done.
So you have a spare V10 engine here,
Yeah,
and you have an LM002 that needs an engine.
that's what I was thinking.
You could just borrow your own STO engine.
That's literally what I was thinking. I've got a couple of 5-liter Gallardo motors too.
Okay.
So it's like one or the other.
That would feel more right to me. I think the original 5-liter.
The 5-liter to me, I mean, is a little easier to run also.
Yeah.
Because like the 5-liter it doesn't have direct port injection. Because you got to think like if I put this engine in that car, I would need a way different fuel system. How do they have a different fuel tank, right? Because the way the pumps are with the direct injection pumps and all that stuff, there'd be a lot of wiring to do on that. But with the Gallardo, it's got a regular old injector. You know, it's a 2003 technology or 2002 technology,
Yeah.
which is a lot easier to just throw in something and just figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
not all the modern computers
yeah.
stuff.
Plus they make like standalone ECUs. I know they do for this, but the standalone ECUs for this are not like the Gallardo ones,
Yeah.
right? Because back in the day, they didn't make like plug and play kits. They had like full standalones with different wire harnesses. So I think it'll be a cool project. I mean, part of me wants to do it. I just, like what value does that have? Do I want to drive that car around, or do I want to sell it without an engine, or do I want to just put an LS motor in it? I mean, I paid a lot of money for that car because I didn't really know it had a bad engine. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
So that's a what next?
Yeah, exactly. Fun fact, look at Lambo, factory paint.
Oh, I know.
No, look at that. They paint over the paint.
Wait, so the whole car is body colored before they accent?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Funny.
So if you don't order the contrast pack, this is in black.
You
satin
have
black.
to order the contrast pack.
Well, but the interesting thing is, even when you order the contrast pack from factory in satin black, it's been painted over the body color anyway. So you're not. So when you pay your $9,000 for a contrast pack, or plus a few more if you choose an ad personam color,
it's crazy.
It's only to replace painting it satin.
Wild, dude. I was about to get a pressure washer over here and just start spraying it off because I'm going to remove the red, right?
Okay.
So the front to me looks like lipstick. The back
Yeah.
I'm okay with. The side skirts I'm okay with. But the front, so I'm just going to take it all red and just do body color.
That's a revelation and a half. Interesting.
And look,
Cheeky,
I
cheeky.
didn't, all we did is take the clear bra off.
Yeah. And
So
that
it just
lifted.
peeled it off factory. Factory
Oh.
just peeled right off. That was weird. I
Interesting.
did not know that.
So on mine, we just wrapped this. We
Yeah.
wrapped it in bright yellow rather than the factory paint, just because I didn't know if.
So it came in black
yeah, so it comes in black as standard. Because my car,
and it's purple underneath.
well, my car is that bright viola bass,
Yeah,
pinky
bass,
purple with yellow, and I didn't know if I was brave enough to order that from factory. I actually like it now, so I'm all right.
Viola Bass is one of my favorite colors. I had one of the first Viola Bass Huracans here, and it's funny because we had talked when you spec'd your car,
Yes.
and I was like, dude, I just spec'd one too in Bass, and
I remember it was an Evo Spider.
yeah,
Yeah.
white interior on Bass, and it got
Nice.
hit on the side, it got sideswiped.
No.
So
Oh.
yeah, that was like one of my favorite builds. And then the other one I just did was blue. Maybe I'm pronouncing this wrong. I hope I am, but blue Uranus. It's Uranus. Pretty much that's what it spells.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it's like that turquoise color.
Yeah.
It's a Sion color.
Yes,
Such
it
a
is.
sick
Yes.
color.
It was on one of the Sions. I remember that.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a beautiful Sion. I love that
nice.
car. So yeah, but yeah, that's kind of the current project list, and that's all I got going on. So there's the twin turbo Aventador sitting right over there if you want to take a look at that.
Oh, we might as well while we're here.
Yeah, I mean it's got a dead battery, but there's a pair of turbos down there, and that's the Aventador.
Yeah, just a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty cool.
I'm trying to be nosy.
We're gonna send this car out to have a built motor, so it's gonna have a little bit more power. Kind of nervous to take it above 950 without the built motor.
Fair.
Yeah.
Very fair.
And what's great about Aventador motors is that the sleeves are not like super pressed in, so you can slide the sleeves in and out. It's like a stock sleeve motor, so pretty much you don't have to like to sleeve this block with better sleeves or different dimension sleeves to get different piston sizes or compression. It's like really easy.
Yeah.
Versus like a 5-liter Gallardo, it has to be like the specialist of all specialists to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Crazy. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice to see what's going on here. We're back at base.
Okay, so I showed you everything I got going on right now. Not as exciting as I know you guys have
Hey.
hoped, but
I'm not complaining. We just had a poke around your LM002, your STO touring, the Countach, everything else going on. I appreciate it a lot. To come
it's
behind
just
doors.
I'm a little desensitized to the coolness that's going around in the car world, and it's like if I don't have 60 hypercars in here now, I feel like almost irrelevant. You know, it's like crazy.
What I love though is you're doing unique stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the things we're talking about, it's unique stuff because I see tons of Lambos everywhere. But to talk about some of these projects and the things you're up to,
It's just, look, the way I look at it is, you know, I'll never have the fleet or the car collection of some of the guys in Dubai, right? They have manufacturers build them special cars, right? So why would I want to like not have that kind of special car when I can make it myself, you know? And like we were just talking about the Apollo guys, it's a great example.
Yeah,
Dude just build his own cars, man. I mean,
something
you know, I don't have that budget yet, but I will one day. So right now I'm stuck modifying a CCX or a Veyron or, you know, maybe my Agera, that's the next one probably. And we have the STO, but I want to build stuff that I really enjoy driving. And after being in how many cars, I mean, you've been in every car in the world. Literally like every manufacturer's cool car you've sat and driven. And it's like, what do you do now, you know?
do it yourself.
So now you guys do it yourself.
I love it.
Yeah, so, well, you guys enjoy the trip to California.
Well,
and
hopefully we'll be able to catch up soon. Come see the Ag and Bug,
yeah.
who knows what, and see
Yeah.
some of these things.
All right, dude, I'll see you later.
Nice to see you. Thanks so much. We've also got to grab some Houston's hot chicken at some point.
Please go, it's just down the street. I'll buy you dinner, you know?
That's up next. I think that is pretty much it for today. It's always interesting to stop by here at Royalty Exotics to catch up with Houston and find out about the crazy projects that he's got in the works. I mean, a touring STO, the LM002, and who knows what else that you might find out about in future as well. Hopefully at some point we can catch up with the eggs, with the bug, with who knows what else. But for today, a big thanks to Houston for his time, showing us behind the scenes a little bit more of a visit to Royalty Exotics to find out about his cars, about his current projects, and of course to continue our AMG GT Black Series tour. We're going to be heading onwards from here in Vegas, across through Death Valley to California, San Francisco, Los Angeles. So many cool things in the works as well. Now, if you'd like to find out more about Houston's projects, do go give him a follow. Houston Croster over on Instagram, the Royalty Exotics YouTube channel as well, if you don't already. But that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support an awful lot, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.